The best games in the 417 is brought to you by MoonCityCon. Go over to MoonCityCon.com to get your badges. They have already scheduled their pitch card tournament, their poker tournament, a thing called Pitch Force, Battling Tops, and soon to be scheduled Ben's Magic Night. First people to get badges have first shot at the events. And if you already have a badge, feel more than welcome to start scheduling your events. Get your badges now at mooncity.com. Welcome back to the best games in the 417. Last week we went through 20 through 15-ish. We ended on Wingspan that tied for 15th. Here's the other game that tied for 15th. 15. Catan. Designed by Klaus Teuber. Published by Asmodee Games. Published in 1995. From the publisher, Catan. Picture yourself in an era of discoveries. After a long voyage of great deprivation, your ships have finally arrived to the coast of an uncharted island. Its name shall be Catan. But you are not the only discoverer. Other fearless seafarers have also landed on the shores of Catan. The race to settle the island has begun. Catan is a resource management, negotiation, and set collection game. On a player's turn, they will roll the dice, add them together to activate areas on the board. Those areas will produce resources for those that have settlements and cities on the board at those locations. Then the player may trade their resources to other players and then build settlements, cities, roads, or try and get development cards. The first player to get 10 points wins the game. Catan appeared on 4 lists in the 417 and garnered 32 points. Catan is one of the modern classics that we talk about, but honestly, it was one of the 2 huge gaming impacts in the 90s that we still feel today. Number 14, Dominion. Designed by Donald X. Vaccarino, published by Rio Grande Games, and published in the year 2008. Here's an overview from Rio Grande Games. Dominion is the game that started a new genre, deck building. Winner of the Spiel des Jahres in 2008 and many, many other awards, Dominion has established itself a true classic. With more than a dozen expansions currently available, players will always be able to find new challenges. The game idea. You are a monarch, like your parents before you, a ruler of a small, pleasant kingdom of rivers and evergreens. Unlike your parents, however, you have hopes, dreams. You want a bigger kingdom, more pleasant, with more rivers and a wider variety of trees. You want a dominion. In all directions lie fiefs, freeholds, and feodoms. All are small bits of land controlled by petty lords and verging on anarchy. You will bring civilization to these people, uniting them under your banner. But wait, it must be something in the air. Several other monarchs have had the same exact idea. You must race to get as much of the unclaimed land as possible, fending them off along the way. To do this, you will hire minions, construct buildings, spruce up your castle, and fill the coffers of your treasury. Your parents wouldn't be proud, but your grandparents on your mother's side, they'd be delighted. Dominion earned 33 points on 4 lists. And yes, this popularized deck building. So many games owe their life to Dominion. I personally have a love-hate relationship with the deck building genre myself. I like a couple games. It took me a while to come around, I'll be honest. But yes, that is Dominion at number 14. Number 13, Brass. Designed by Martin Wallace. Currently published by Roxley Games. Brass originally came out in 2007. Brass is Martin Wallace's original masterpiece, the famous Industrial Revolution strategy game, according to Roxley Games. Brass Lancashire tells the story of competing entrepreneurs in Lancashire and the surrounding area during England's Industrial Revolution between the years of 1770 and 1870. Brass Lancashire is a competitive, heavyweight hand management network building economic game. Brass is a very, very mean, heavy game, and it is loved in our game group. And there's Brass Lancashire, and there's Brass Birmingham. And there's a little contention on which one's better in the group, but all the points in this one went to Brass, and everybody rejoiced. No, they didn't. It's a Wallace game. But Brass earned 36 points on 5 lists. That is Brass at number 13. Three-way tie for number 10. So without further ado, let's look at the first one. Number 10, Splendor. Splendor was published in 2014, designed by Marc-Andre, and published by Space Cowboys. Here's a description from the Asmodee website. Make a name for yourself in the prestigious and lucrative jewelry business of Renaissance Europe in Splendor, the award-winning game of gems. First, collect raw gems to fund the development of mines throughout the world. Then acquire the means to transport them, artisans to shape them, and finally a storefront where you can sell your polished jewels. If you produce exactly the right jewelry, a powerful noble may become your patron. But even then, they won't just hand you victory. The player whose business earns the most prestige wins. Deceptively simple, Splendor involves quick strategic thinking and intense competition. Splendor appeared on 5 lists and earned 37 points. And I will always have Splendor in the top of my list. It is one of my most successful gateway games. It helped me pull many a friend and family member down the rabbit hole of the strategic board games. That was the first game tied at number 10 in Splendor. Azul. Azul is designed by Michael Kiesling, published by Next Move and Plan B Games out of Asmodee. It was published first in 2017 from the publisher. Build a mosaic fit for a monarch. Azul is a tile placement game in which players compete for the highest score by claiming tiles and arranging them on their boards to score points. Extra points are on offer for collecting sets of the same color of tile or for creating particular patterns, while there are penalties for taking tiles that you're unable to use. But every tile that you claim affects what your rivals can take next. You will have to make choices that help you without helping them too much. Azul garnered 37 points off of 6 lists. Stay tuned tomorrow for the next game in our series of the best games in the 417. Our sponsor, MoonCityCon, would like to thank Whirligig Games. Whirligig has provided a copy of John Company's 2nd edition and PAX Premier 2nd edition for MoonCityCon. If you'd like to have a chance to walk away with these games, get a ticket to MoonCityCon at the standard level or better. They can't wait to see you guys gaming at this year's MoonCityCon. There'll be a pitch card tournament, battling tops, pitch force, poker tournament, magic night, and so much more. For tickets, go over to mooncitycon.com. As we get out of here, let's look at the list so far. And what didn't quite make the list. We'll see you tomorrow, and keep gaming in the 417.